And hello everybody, we're back to Dacob in Between. Today we're going to be talking about fashion, and we're going to be talking about luxury, and we're going to be talking about Picture It. Not the Golden Girls, but Picture It. Paris 2021, Bulgari. I've said it before, and I'm going to repeat it again. Not Bulgari. Said it before also. We've learned this a couple of years ago in my How to Pronounce Italian Brands videos, remember? Bulgari. So picture it, Bulgari in Paris, Place Vendôme. They have one of the best locations that they could have in Paris. A store in one of the best addresses in Paris, in Gay Paris. And in 2021, let's pull out our Hermes crop. Bulgari gets robbed. A heist. Heist on Bulgari. Now, listen to this. It's a flagship Bulgari store in Paris, Place Vendôme, okay? And there was a gang penetrated the store, the boutique, and made it off with approximately just a little something around 10 million euro worth of goods, of jewelry, darling. This happened last Tuesday. Oh, that was a little bit Australia. Last Tuesday, mate. And so they were armed and suited. They did this in broad daylight. They used a BMW. They jumped in a BMW to get away with 10 million doulas. No, actually 10 million euro, which would be like, what, 12 million doulas worth of? Nah, I don't know. 10 million doula. 10 million euro is around, I don't know, 11 million. Who cares at that point? What's a million more or a million less? So they got their little BMW as a getaway car. And of course, we are in Paris after all, so they had two scooters as well. The two scooters had to drive besides the BMW. So the two scooters and the BMW drove off, and the two scooters were apparently used for distraction. Now, I'm thinking, if you're going to steal 10 million euro worth of stuff, I'm going to follow the car, not the scooter, because I think that amount of stuff is probably going to need a car to get stuffed in. I mean, we have seen, you know, I've done the weird video. The video wasn't weird, but the products were weird a couple of months ago, where we did like, what was the video called? Something like $1 million worth of crazy jewelry and stuff to buy. And amongst other things was like 1/4 of $1 million worth of a little tiny miniature silver greenhouse from Tiffany's, something like that. So you can imagine, technically 10 million euro, if you get a big yellow a blood diamond or this or that, that could alone be 2 or 3 million. So I don't know how much, when we're talking jewelry, what is 10 million euro? A necklace? 10 necklaces? 20 necklaces? A tiara? It could be one tiny thing that's worth a lot. It could be a lot of little things that are worth little. Anyway, I would run after the car, but they use the scooters to distract. But all the people were later caught by the police. I guess it didn't work for them after all. So it seems that as of late, in Paris, jewelry heists are a regular occurrence. And we've seen this happen also in Paris to Tamara Kalinick. Remember, just a couple of weeks ago, of course, they stole her jewelry, but not just her jewelry. They also stole her bags. This is also happening in Paris. A lot of this is happening in Paris. And so this is a mess. What's not a mess is my FOMO pop socket that you should get on Amazon. Fear of missing out, Super Dacob FOMO pop socket, available now on Amazon. Yeah, you lift it and put yes, you scissor it, darling. You scissor that FOMO pop socket and you FOMO your way through life. Available now on Amazon. Okay. Now, they're saying that luxury brands and with jewelry, heists are very typical for Paris at the moment. I guess the lockdown situation hit hard. You know, there's more criminality happening because a lot of people lost their jobs. I mean, there's a lot going down, but Paris is really, really not a place to be right now. It doesn't seem so. And so, a lot of brands are being targeted for their high value goods, but the police are saying that a theft of this size, 10 million euro in the middle of the day, that's rare. But it seems that there have been several heists this summer. Now, Reuters is reporting that BULGARI is the third major robbery just this summer in Paris. So, again, we have another scooter. On the 27th of July, there's a man on a scooter that stole 2 million euro worth of jewelry from Chomé. Oh, hello, Su Huang. Thank you for becoming a member, sweetie. So we got Chomé, 2 million euro, but also him and his accomplice were later caught by the cops, and the jewelry was then taken back. So it's like they didn't really manage to run that far. So the stolen goods were recovered, but then in early August, which as we're filming now, we're early September, so just about a month ago, the Dinvan boutique was broken into as a few armed men stole jewelry in the worth of 400,000 euro. So the interesting thing about BULGARI is that that particular Place Vendôme boutique was basically for the past 2 years been under renovation and reconstruction, and they've been perfecting everything, and they just like opened it up and they're like, yes, queen, we are top of the game. 2 minutes later, oh, they robbed 10 million euro worth of jewelry. Really? We just refurbished everything, girl. And now it's all gone. Like, how did that happen? How did that happen? Well, maybe you were partying too much after the opening. I don't know. So anyway, BULGARI, 2 years of renovation. They've highly publicized their reopening on Place Vendôme. Guess who owns BULGARI? LVMH, baby. LVMH, baby. Anyway, of course, LVMH, you know, thanks to them also, they have the best place on Place Vendôme. One of the best places on locations on Place Vendôme. Peter Marino. Okay, Peter Marino is the basically designer and architect of that particular location for BULGARI. Location which is decorated with warm colored marble, shimmering drapes, wallpapers. We know that Place Vendôme is the epitome of Paris luxury and world luxury, really. Everybody goes to Place Vendôme. Even Chanel No. 5's, where is it? Here I have Jersey, but it's the same bottle as Chanel No. 5. The stopper is made in the shape of the Place Vendôme. So even a freaking perfume is like inspired by, the stopper is inspired by Place Vendôme. It is a very special place. You would think that they would have also police patrolling over there, that even it would be impossible in the middle of the day to do something like that in Place Vendôme, which is literally the epicenter of world luxury. You would think that something like that would not be possible. And yet, alas, it hath happened. That's the story. And the story basically, the point I want to get to is, what does this mean? This means that you're not safe anywhere at the moment. We are going through really dark times. And you know, when Wendy, do you know when Wendy Williams, a lot of W's, talks on her show about, you know, New York has become crazy dangerous right now. You just don't go through New York. You don't. the same is happening in all the capitals of the world, in particular, also in smaller cities. It's just become really dangerous. And this whole lockdown situation is not just about, well, you know, the disease and being sick and the this and that. It's also a political thing. It is. Certain decisions are made. And I don't know what the end game is here. Conspiracy theory? Maybe. But I don't know what the end game is here. What are these politicians that are really, like, what we're talking higher politics? We're not talking imminent politics of today, because that's all crackers. We're talking the big beef jerky. What is the final goal of some people that are pulling the strings behind the scenes that we know nothing of? Because I have the feeling we're heading towards something nasty. And you think the nasty has happened already? Oh, I don't think we're even halfway there. Mark my words. Something is a brewing. And I'm not talking about the repetition 100 years later of the roaring 20s before the World War. There's no other world war. If we have another world war, the world is dead, because it's going to be a nuclear war. So it ain't happening. Something else is brewing. Some sort of plan for some sort of, I don't know. Yeah, it's a feeling I have, okay? I'm not reading conspiracy theory blogs and shit like that. It's just a feeling. It's my gut instinct that's telling me that something is terribly off. That there too many things are, it's like in a chess game when you have the feeling that somebody's thinking 20 steps ahead and they're just now moving all the pegs on the board into the position that they want them to be in to trigger something else. And that's how it feels to me right now. With the whole regulations about the lockdown pandemic, with the economic solution, how to solve certain issues, the whole thing also strategically, you know, Afghanistan is also another issue. There's a lot of these things that it feels like all of these little planets are kind of slowly moving into that one line, that straight line, and all of a sudden it's all going to become clear to us. But child, let me tell you, it ain't pretty what I'm feeling at the moment. It just, there's something there. And please, just, you guys, you know me, I'm not here, I don't read conspiracy theory, I don't care, really. But it's a feeling I have, you know. It's just an energy in the air. Something is happening, Diane. I don't know. What do you guys think? Shinita says, I agree. Jack says, well, we all got to have our escape plans just in case. I don't know. What would that be? It's like, I'm just going to jump into my Chanel bag and hide in there. I don't know what to tell you. Astrology is off the hook right now, they say, says Kimberly. Interesting. Alina says, customer service barely exists in the UK. And what fascinates me is that those people don't realize that their job might not exist in 1 to 2 years, thanks to everything being online. True. Jane Davenport says, no wonder we love perfume so much. Lightens the energy. And Jane, that is our escape. Perfumes are our, actually, you know what? Just smelled a little bit of Jersey just to, whew. Yeah, perfumes are our escape, for sure. For sure. They have been mine for years. Yes, Oli Soto, Laura Dern, Diane. Yeah, I was channeling Special Agent Dale Cooper. You see how everything is connected and how holistic everything is? You understood it, even though I didn't say Twin Peaks or Agent Cooper. Ollie, you understood immediately. Jack Dean says, my escape plans are the cliffs of Dover, darling. Oh my God. No, we're not going to kill ourselves. We're going to troop and power through this, and we're going to arrive on the other end triumphant. More or less. I just hoard non-perishable right now, says Debbie. That's a good idea. Canned goods, you guys. Canned good. Penelope says, I think the pandemic has shown us that capitalism is seriously starting to fail us. Ya think? Ya think? Kimberly says, yes, next year's supposed to be the really bad one. DSD says that nuclear movie in the 80s still scares me. Oh, there's been a lot of nuclear movies in the 80s. And I mean, it's next year. Cha, the next couple of years, you guys, we're not even halfway there. I'm telling you. Something is rotting in the state of Denmark, says Donnie. And as Rose Nyland would add to that, and it sure isn't their cheese. Victoria says, what? That's why I'm stocking up on perfumes and spices. Victoria, we're just going to live off of perfumes and spices. Oh, I love you. I love that's so cool. Like, you guys, Victoria and Dacob are buying perfumes, okay? Water, food, whatever. We need the perfumes. We need the spices. I love it. It's going to get us through the day. Yes, Jane Davenport. Triumphant, smelling great, and carrying divine bags, darling. I'm telling you, I'm envisioning myself after the apocalypse. Literally, just cockroaches survived. Chanel will survive because they have enough money to outlive everything. And I'm going to kind of like survive, like my limbs falling off or whatever because I've been irradiated by this nuclear war, right? And there I am like dragging my carcass to Chanel, being like, this is the last resort. The oasis. Me and a bunch of cockroaches moving towards Chanel. Jack says, I don't blame people for stealing when they have no other option. 10 million is nothing to LVMH. I get it, Jack, but like, what are you gonna do with 10 million? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you stole a couple thousand. You stole 10 million. You can't, I mean, you can't even make a bank transaction with that amount of money. They're gonna know immediately that what are you gonna do? Buy Bitcoin for 10 million? Girl, like, how are you gonna wash that money? Debs, I have a Costco amount of tuna fish cans in my pantry from 2020. Ollie, I do too. I'm the tuna man, let me tell you. Debbie says, it's a good thing, Ollie. Jack says, if I saw someone stealing food from a grocery shop, I would look the other way. Not my business, says Jack. Bury me with my 255, says Kimberly. DSD says, stocking up on spices. Love it. I know, I love it too. I love it too. Oh my God. Gotta have spices for meats and spells. Oh yes, DSD. Me and my boat says, I'm stocking up on abaca yarn, silk yarns, many other yarns, and perfume. Not quite sure why, but my instinct is making me do it. My story anyway. Wow, me and my boat. That's amazing. Silk, huh? Huh. Let's throw in a little Carrie Bradshaw. And I couldn't help but wonder. And then ... You fill in the blanks. Julie says, maybe Chanel will figure out a way to make bags out of cockroach leather. Ooh, the quilted cockroach leather. The caviar cockroach leather. The chevron stitched cockroach leather. Now we're talking about innovation. You think I'm joking, but this is interesting. This is interesting to me. Because humans one day are going to end up eating bugs anyway. That's going to be our only form of sustenance in the future. Only form of protein, bugs. Jane says, every apocalypse movie. I wonder why no one swings into Chanel, Hermes, Louis Vuitton. Go into the distant in style. I also say so. I'm thinking, oh, I love that show, Last Man on Earth. And I always thought to myself, why did they went to Cher's house? They broke into Cher's house. She was dead in bed. A little rhyme. I would be like, I would go to Chanel, to Hermes. After the apocalypse, I'm the only one who survived. First thing I'm going to do is go to Hermes to see if it's really true that they always have one in the back. I would go into the back to prove that they have one in the back. Second stop would be Chanel, because I would actually want to wear the stuff from Chanel. Hermes, whatever. I would just want to prove a point at Hermes, but at Chanel, I would actually want to wear the stuff, okay? Just saying. Cockroach leather, yes, the ultimate statement for the apocalypse, says Penelope, right? Cockroach leather, I mean, we love it. Guys, I'm falling asleep. Great. Okay, I should have a great night. Stephanie says, what I wonder in apocalypse movies is how the women handle their periods. And like dentists, there are no dentists. Letty says, it's the same thing with the Aztec diet of bugs. People think it's gross, but it's... I missed it. There it is. But it's the future. Yeah, it is the future. See if they are in the back, says Jane. Right? I'm sure people would raid them immediately. No, they wouldn't, Jack, because we're talking apocalypse. You're the only one left alive. Who would raid what? They would all be gone. You know what I mean? Oh my God, Jane Davenport. Oh, Dacob, did you see the new Gucci crop? Tasseled whip. No, I have not, because, you know, we only have the OG. The OG. The Hermes crop, because nobody does horse riding like Hermes. I know Gucci kind of also does, but girl, Fendi is more for horse riding than Gucci. No, Gucci is not horse riding. Fendi is the horse riding brand. So it's Hermes and Fendi for me. Chanel won't feed you or sustain you, says Debbie. No, but everybody's dead. So after I go to Chanel, I go to the supermarket and I take my canned goods. Leslie says, insects are more predominant than the human race. They will outlive us. They will, probably. Unless we don't eat them before they do. But then again, I also have this theory, and a lot of people online have this theory, that a chicken, it's going to be the chickens. The chickens are going to win. The chickens. And also they have these like simulations where chickens attack a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the chickens usually win. And we couldn't help but wonder, ... fill in the blanks. Anyway, you guys, that's the conversation I had. Let me know in the comment section down below what your opinion is on all of these heists, and also the feeling you have for the future of luxury and humanity. Do you think we're over the hill with this whole economical / pandemic situation, or is it getting worse? Where are we at the moment? Where are we heading to? Don't drop too many conspiracy theories. Drop your emotions rather than the 50th coming of Jesus or what have you. Drop a feeling in the comments, will ya? Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, thumb up this video if you liked it. See you in the next conversation. Until then, never forget to never give up on love. Bye.